Om Gurureva Gati Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Gurav Paramam Shishurasmi Guruhu Matirasti Guru Mama Pahi Guru सच्चिदानन्तरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेदकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकादर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः. We are saying Srimad Bhagavada Purana, and I have completed up to chapter 29 in Canto 4. And we saw the beautiful allegory, that is the story of the Jiva said by sage Narada to King Prachetas. And it is the story of the Jiva, that how the Jiva transmigrates from one soul to one body to another body. It's a very beautiful allegory. It is the common allegory said by the sages to make the people understand what the Jiva is, what is the purpose of this life, purpose of this Jiva, that is the human life. So in this story, one must not forget the storyline of Srimad Bhagavada Purana itself. Srimad Bhagavada Purana was said by sage Shuka Brahmarishi, that is the son of sage Vedavyasa, to King Parikshit Maharaja. By some curse, Parikshit Maharaja is about to die when the Takshaka come and bite him within 7 days. So before that, he wanted to learn about, hear the glories of Bhagavan. And Shuka Brahmarishi, who came there, he said about this Bhagavada Purana to Parikshit Maharaja. In that assembly was present Sutta Pauranika. So on another occasion, Sutta Pauranika said this same story. He told the same story to the Saunakadi rishis who were performing a yajna in the Naimisharanya forest. So now we must be clear about it. So in that story comes the dialogue between sage Maitreya and Vidura. Under the direction of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Maitreya Rishi is telling about Atma and all these related stories to Vidura. So one must be clear about the storyline of Srimad Bhagavada Purana. Now hearing all this, Vidura asked a question to Maitreya Rishi. He asked Sri Bhagavan Rudra, he came and said the Rudra Gita to the Prachetas, that is the 10 sons of Prachinabhas. So it is just coincidental, or did they perform tabas? What is that circumstance which led to this reciting of Rudra Gita to Prachetas? What is the story behind it? And he also was interested to know what happened to the Prachetas after performing the Rudra Gita, tapas of the Rudra Gita. And sage Maitreya Rishi said, in the Purva Janma itself, these Prachetas, they were great bhaktas of Bhagavan Sri Rudra as well as Bhagavan Vishnu. So as a result of that only, they got a chance to hear the Rudra Gita, that is the excellences of Bhagavan Vishnu said by Bhagavan Sri Rudra itself. So that is the consequence, that is the situation that led them to this. And after performing the tapas of the Rudra Gita under the water, that was the order of their father, isn't it? To do tapas underwater. So they were doing tapas of reciting this Rudra Gita again and again, and they were doing tapas for a long time, for many, many years. At one time, at one day, Bhagavan Sri Vishnu appeared before them in his Shuddha Sattva Rupa. That is the Rupa with the four Chaturbuja, four arms, Chaturbuja. So Bhagavan Sri Hari appeared before them in his Chaturbuja Rupa, sitting on his Garuda, and he was wearing that yellow color robe with Mahara Kuntala, that beautiful smiling face, and he was holding Shankar and Chakra with his upper raised arm. With the lower arms, he was holding the mace and the Padma flower. So he appeared before them, and he was wearing that beautiful yellow color robe and held it tight on his waist by that beautifully decorated golden girdle, and he was wearing a diadem on his head. And with all that beautiful appearance, he appeared before them, and these Prachetas, they just worshipped Bhagavan. What else can they do? They just saw Bhagavan like this. And Bhagavan also was so happy to see them, and Bhagavan said, Varam vrinidhvam badram vo yuyam me nrupanandanaha sauhardena aprudak dharma tushtoham sauhrudena vaha. Nrupanandanaha, that is the children of the king, that is the son of the king, that is the you princes. May yuyam, from me, Varam Pranidvam, accept any boon, whatever you want, you ask me. I am very interested to give you, he said. Ye tu mam rudra gitena sayam prada samahitaha stuvantyaham kamavaran dasye prajnam cha shobhanam. Whoever recite this Rudra Gitam in the Sayam and Prada, that is in the evening and the morning, Samahita, that is with complete concentration and devotion, Kamavanandase, whatever they want, I am ready to give them. So powerful is this Rudra Gita, and whatever they want, I will give them. Prajnam cha shobhana, I will also shine their intelligence. That is, I will also give them the knowledge so that they will understand their real nature. So I am so pleased by your recitation of the Rudra Gita. Whatever you want, you ask, I will give, said Bhagavan Sri Hari. And Bhagavan Sri Hari also said about the future of the Prachetas. He said that so far you are doing tapas. Now you go to your land that is ruled by your father, Prachina Barhas. And meanwhile, you will all marry a woman by name Pramalochana. And she is the daughter of the Rishi Canto and another Apsara woman, Kamalalochana. As soon as she was born, that Apsara woman, she abandoned this child in the forest and she went to heaven. And the Rishi also, he also went his own way. And the Vana Devatas, especially the Vriksha Devatas, that is the deities of the trees, they brought her up, and now she is the daughter of the trees. So you marry her, and all of you can marry her, because a person is different from one person by the mind. But you all have the same mind, the same nature, the same tapobhala, everything. So you all can marry her, and she also will not find any difference in you. So after marrying, you will get a very beautiful and a very worthy son who is equal to Brahma. He will rule the land after that. So now you go to the land and you rule the kingdom. So hearing this, the Prachetas were so happy, and they said, and they praised Bhagavan. Namo nama klesha vinashanaya nirubido dara gunahvayaya manovacho vega purojavaya sarvaksha margairagadadhvanin namaha. Namo nama Klesha Vinashanaya, one who removes all the miseries. And you are praised by the Vedas as well as by the Jnanis. Mano Vacho Vega Urajavaya. You are faster than the words and the thoughts. That means you cannot be grasped by the words or thoughts. The words cannot explain you. And you are not within the grasp of the senses also. So no one can understand your truth or reality. Shuddhaya Shantaya Namaha Swanishtaya Manasya Partam Vilasatvayaya Namo Jagatsthanalayodayesu Grihitamaya Guna Vigrahaya. Shuddhaya, you are that, you are so pure. Shantaya, you are calm. And Manasi Apartam Vilasat Vayaya. That is, through when you are seen through the mind, you appear as different. But in reality, you are non-dual. But when we see you through the mind, you appear as different. Jagat Sthana Laya Daya. That is to create this world and to protect this world and for the destruction of this world. You have taken three rupas as Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. But in reality, you are that one non-dual. You cannot be separated and you are not different also. But when we see when we see you through our mind, you appear as different. Namo Vishuddha Sattvaya Haraye Harimedase Vasudevaya Krishnaya Prabhave Sarva Sattvatam. Vishuddha Sattvaya, you are that pure Sattva Rupa. Hari Medase, you remove all the miseries and difficulties in us by your intelligence. And Vasudevaya, you are all pervading. Krishnaya, you attract everyone by your mind and you attract all the minds. You attract everyone. Sarva Sattvatham Prabhave, Sarva Sattvatham Prabhave. You support all. So you are that, you are beyond our mind and the senses. Nama Kamala Nabhaya, Nama Kamala Maline, Nama Kamala Padaya, Namaste Kamalekshana. Salutations to you who bears this world lotus in your navel. And salutations to you, Kamala Maline, you wear the lotus flower in your around your neck. Kamala Padaya, your feet is so soft and beautiful, so tender like the petals of the lotus flower. And Kamalekshana, and you have the very beautiful eyes just in the shape of the lotus petal. So always Bhagavan Vishnu is compared with a lotus flower because lotus flower is the sign or it indicates the creation because it will have so many small seeds in the pericarp. So it resembles that creation, and so that's why whenever Bhagavan Vishnu is said about his appearance or described by the looks of the appearance of Bhagavan Vishnu, whenever it is described, it is always compared with the lotus flower. Nama Kamala Kinjalka Pishanghamala Vasase Sarva Bhuda Nivasaya Namo Yungshmahi Sakshine. Salutations to you who wear that yellow color robe around your waist, and that color of that robe is very likely the color of the filaments in that lotus flower, that light yellow color. You must have seen that. The lotus flower in the center, it will have some light yellow color filament. So the color of your robe is exactly like that. And the Prachetas asked Bhagavan Sri Hari, what do we bhaktas want? We want to have your vision. That we so we want to have your vision, and we had that vision, and that's what the bhaktas want. The rest, when we see the vision of you, everything it will follow that. So all of the auspiciousness and whatever we want will follow your vision. So we had that vision. So what else do we want? Even if we want something materialistic, all that are temporary. For this tapas, do we want something material benefits? No, we want to have your vision that we already had. And they also said, Bhavate Mayaya Sprishta Brahmama iha karma bihi Tavad bhavat prasanghanam sangah Stano bhave. If at all you want to give us some bone, then give us this bone that by the influence of the Maya, we may take birth again and again. Even if we take birth, we want to have that communion or that acquaintance with the holy men. Because the holy men, they always tell about your glories and they sing your excellences. So when we hear it, even if we have impurities in our mind, all that will disappear. So if at all we want to have some boon, please give us this boon that we always want to have the communion with the holy men. So like this, the Prachetas asked, because the holy men, they do not have any trace of fear or anger. Why do we get anger? Out of fear only. So they do not have any fear or anger because they are always telling about you and your excellences. That changed their mind itself, because from the mind only the fear and anger, everything appears from the mind. So their mind is pure. So when we have influence with them, when we have that communion with them, even our mind will change like this. So if at all we take birth, we want to have the communion or the acquaintance with the holy man. And they said that, and they said, Namasamaya Shuddhaya Purushaya Paraya Cha Vasudevaya Sattvaya Tubhyam Bhagavate Namaha. Salutations to you, who is equal to all, in the sense that you are all pervading, you are in all of us. You are Shuddhaya, you are pure. You are Purushaya, you are the indwelling soul. Paraya, you are supreme being. Vasudevaya, you reside in all. Sattvaya, you are that purity. Tubhyam Bhagavate Namaha, to that Bhagavan we worship, the Prachetas said. Bhagavan Sri Hari heard this praise of the Prachetas, and he was so pleased with it, and he blessed the Prachetas with whatever they want, and he disappeared from the vision. So the Prachetas, they were so happy. So they came out of water. They were doing tapas underwater, isn't it? So they came out of the water on the land they were standing, and they saw that around them, everywhere there were big trees, because they went under the water for tapas some hundreds of years back. Now when they came to that land, they could see if trees everywhere, they cannot even walk. Everywhere it is full of trees. That place itself is covered with the trees. So they got angry and irritated, and by their yogic power, they burned the trees. When they burned the trees, Bhagavan Brahma, that is Lord Brahma, he was much concerned about it, and he immediately came and appeared before the Prachetas. And he pacified Prachetas. Before that, many trees became ashes, and Lord Brahma, he pacified Prachetas, and he saw some of the trees, a few trees are left, and Bhagavan Brahma, that is Lord Brahma, asked the trees to give their daughter in marriage to the Prachetas. So since it is the order of Lord Brahma, the trees also agreed, and the Prachetas also agreed. So that's how they married that beautiful woman, Pramlochana. They went to their father's land and they ruled there, and after some time, a very worthy son was born to them, and Bhagavata says that it is the reincarnation of Daksha Prajapati. So they ruled the land very happily for some time. And after some time, they felt that they are being influenced by this worldly matters and materialistic world, which they do not like, because so far they have did a lot of tapas to come out of this influence. Now they felt that by their rule, when they are ruling the nation, the kingdom, they are being influenced by this materialistic world, and so they thought that they can go to the western seashore to perform a satra, a Brahma Satra. Brahma Satra is a long time sacrifice or yajna, where they will train their mind to see everything as Brahman. So that is Brahma Satra. So they commenced that yajna or satra, and when they were meditating, there appeared or there came sage Narada. And sage Narada was so happy to see them all, and Prachetas were also so happy to see them all, because this is what they want. They want the holy acquaintance. So that they got, and they all got up from their seat and worshipped and praised sage Narada. They gave him seat, and the Prachetas said to sage Narada that we had the vision of Bhagavan Rudra. He only advised us this Rudra Gita. We did tapas of the Rudra Gita, and as a result of that, we had the vision of Bhagavan Sri Hari also. He also advised us, and he gave us a boon also. So we went and ruled our kingdom. But as a result of that, we are influenced by this worldly life, which we do not want. So we came here to perform the Brahma Satra. Now, sage, please advise us about Atma Vidya, they requested. And the sage Narada said, the purpose of this human life itself is to realize our real nature. What all we study, what all we do, and what all yajnas we have performed, what all pujas we have done, it is all to know about Bhagavan Sri Hari as our Antaratma. Without that, there is no purpose for this human life, because even the animals eat, we also eat, they sleep, we also sleep, they walk and eat, we also do that. So the main purpose and the credit of the human birth itself to realize our own nature. Sri Hari is the Atma of all beings, and if Sri Hari is worshipped as our Atma, then it is equal to worshipping the entire creation. So Sri Hari will be happy with that, and sage Narada said, Yedat padam sajjagadatmanah param sahrid vibhadam savituryatha prabha yatha savo jagradi supta shaktayoho dravya kriya jnana vidha brahmatyayah. So this universe is the expression of that Supreme Spirit. A part of it has become this universe. This universe is not different from Brahman or that Bhagavan Sri Hari. A part of that Bhagavan has become this universe. So there is no existence of this universe apart from Bhagavan. This universe is sometimes manifest and sometimes it is not manifest, but it is not different from him. The Supreme Being, he is not affected by the Ahangara or the three gunas of Prakriti. But this universe is not different from him. This sage Narada said to the Prachetas who were performing the Brahma Satra. The three gunas of Prakriti, that the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, they appear and disappear in Atma, just like how the brightness and darkness appear and disappear in this sky. Tenaiham atmanam ashesha dehinam kalam pradhanam purusham paresham swatejasa swasta guna pravaham atmaika bhavena bhajatva madha. Ashesha dehinam, in all the embodied beings, yeham atmanam, it is the one Atma which is non-dual, and it resides in all the beings, that is in all the embodied beings. It is the Kalam, Kala, Pradhanam, that is the base matter. It is the Purusham, the individual soul. Paresham, it is the Supreme Lord. He remains unmoved amidst the movements of Prakriti. He is there because he cannot move, because he is all pervading. Where can he move? If there is a space, then he can move. Meditate on him as your Atmaika Bhavena, as your Antaratma, you meditate on him. Bhagavan Sri Hari is so pleased with the bhaktas who are content, always happy, calm, and who are not proud of their knowledge or about their wealth. He doesn't like people being proud of it, because it separates that person from him. So he is not proud of any type of ahankara. And saying all this, advising this, sage Narada, he went into Brahmaloka. So the Prachetas, they heard the advice of the sage Narada, and they were so happy, and they performed the tapas again. And after hearing all this, Vidura also took leave of sage Maitreya. And as I said, you must remember that under the direction of Bhagavan Krishna, Maitreya Rishi advised this Atmajnana to Vidura. And Vidura, after hearing all this, he took leave of sage Maitreya, and he went to Hastinapura to see his relatives. So with this ends the 31 chapters of Canto 4 of Srimad Bhagavada Purana. In this canto, mainly the sons of Swayambhuva Manu, that is mainly the Uttanapada and his lineage is said. In the Canto 3, about Kapila Bhagavan, it is said about, importance is given for that Kapilopatesha. In Canto 4, the son of Swayambhuva Manu, Uttanapada's lineage is said. And in the next canto, that is in Canto 5, another son of Swayambhuva Manu, Priya brother, his lineage is given importance. So we will see the next canto in my next upload. Om Namo Narayana Khila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Om Sri Krishna Arpanamastu.